What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a video where we will have to talk about the referees again, because Michael Oliver, who was refereeing in the United Arab Emirates, getting paid by Manchester City's owners 48 hours before the Tottenham-Liverpool game, has made yet another game-altering decision and game-winning decision in favor of Manchester City. How on earth did the Premier League even allow this to happen? That a referee can go to a country which owns a Premier League club and get paid a big fat paycheck by the Man City owners, and Michael Oliver now has a long list of decisions benefiting Manchester City, and basically that's blatant corruption. It's absolutely unthinkable that this is going on, and Michael Oliver basically ruins his own reputation as a referee for money getting paid by the Manchester City owners in the future as well. Chelsea had a free kick in the Chelsea-Manchester City FA Cup semi-final, and Jack Grealish is standing in the wall, and his job of course is to block the ball, but the wall separates. Jack Grealish jumps and there is a huge gap in the wall, and the ball is going through on goal, and Jack Grealish sticks his hand out and moves his hand towards the ball, blocking the ball from going towards goal, and it goes out for a corner. Guess what Michael Oliver gives? He gives a goal kick to Manchester City. So not even a corner. And VAR doesn't even call Michael Oliver to the monitor. First of all, it clearly hits the hand of Jack Grealish. But you know, if his hand is like this, then it's not a penalty. But his hand is out like this, and he moves his hand towards the ball, making a deliberate attempt at blocking the shot, which basically is as clear as day a penalty as you can ever see. Jack Grealish made his body bigger by using his hand, blocking the ball. It's also in a quite unnatural position. If your hand is out like this and you move it to block the ball, then that's absolutely scandalous. And there were multiple replays and multiple angles that I saw, and there is not one angle where it doesn't look handball. It's absolutely no excuses for Michael Oliver not to give a penalty there. And this is really a situation where the defender has really no excuse for handling the ball, because when you are standing in a free kick as a player, you have to make your body like this. So your hand is not out like this, because if it hits his hand, it's a clear penalty. Michael Oliver has made so many decisions that benefits Manchester City. Chelsea of course have themselves to blame by missing huge chances. We will talk about the game later, but I don't understand how Michael Oliver can still referee Manchester City games, how they are even allowing this to happen. The fans are not stupid, they are not dumb. And the Premier League is making an absolute mockery, and the FA is making an absolute mockery of this season, because VAR has been worse than it has ever been. And there are major season-altering decisions made by Michael Oliver and others. And there is a long list of decisions that Michael Oliver made that benefits Manchester City. In the last minute of the Liverpool-Manchester City game, Doku kicks McAllister in the chest. It's a clear penalty and a red card, and Michael Oliver gives nothing, VAR gives nothing. You are gifting Manchester City the title, you are gifting Manchester City a passage into the FA Cup, because guess what? Man City played their worst game of the season. They were absolutely exhausted after playing 120 minutes on Wednesday against Real Madrid. Erling Haaland didn't even make the squad, he was that tired, and yet Chelsea couldn't knock them out because of their awful finishing, absolutely disgraceful decision making. If I was a Chelsea fan, I would be absolutely livid about my players, but I would be also livid about the referees, because you know, the Doku penalty not given for Liverpool benefits Man City. It basically kept them in the title race. The Jack Grealish penalty, not given for Chelsea, it kept Man City in the FA Cup, basically helped Man City qualify for the FA Cup final. There was an Arsenal-Man City game where Kovacic should have had a second yellow and a red card for making an awful tackle on an Arsenal player. And Michael Oliver was the referee that day, and he doesn't give a red card for the Man City player. So how come when Michael Oliver makes a huge mistake in a Man City game, it always benefits Man City? How is that a coincidence? If Michael Oliver was just an awful referee, and by the way, Michael Oliver before this season had the reputation to be the best referee in the Premier League, and yet he's making game and season altering decisions in favor of Man City while working during the season, working for the Man City owners themselves, getting paid by the United Arab Emirates, the country that owns Man City, to referee in their league. How on earth is this allowed? How is this not a corrupt, rotten Premier League? How are no more pundits protesting this? Gary Lineker and all the other pundits should be stating the obvious. Michael Oliver making decisions favoring Man City in every single Man City game that he referees. There was a very dodgy penalty given against Manchester United in the Manchester derby, yet again benefiting Manchester City. So that's now 4 major, huge errors made by Michael Oliver in Man City games, all benefiting Manchester City. Surely the law of averages suggests that if you are just an awful referee, not biased and not favoring Man City, you are just awful at your job, then surely some of the decisions would go against Man City and some of the decisions would go for Man City. Yet every single awful, hugely bad calls made by Michael Oliver, coincidence? I think not. That they always benefit Manchester City. That is absolutely inexcusable. Of course, you have to also mention that Chelsea had 3 or 4 clear chances, clear opportunities to kill Man City, to put them away. Nicholas Jackson, how on earth is this guy thinking on the football pitch? He's through on goal, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, he doesn't shoot. He takes the ball round the goalkeeper, and then he doesn't shoot either. He stops, he passes it back, and it's an awful underhit pass, very easily cleared by the Man City player. That chance just absolutely blew my mind. Like, I'm playing 5-a-side football. I have 4 goals in the last 2 rounds of games. We won 8-1 on Thursday. Actually, I played the game during the Atalanta-Liverpool game. And I'm a better finisher than Nicholas Jackson. I mean, I can't believe this guy. Like, honestly, when you are through on goal, why don't you shoot? When he was after that in the second half, when Nicholas Jackson was through on goal, he shoots, but it's a very tame effort, easily saved by Ortega. And then 20 seconds later, he gets another chance. Cole Palmer puts in a brilliant cross towards the far post. Nicholas Jackson loses his marker, wide open, 3 yards out, and he heads it down to the ground, which is the right thing to do, but he heads it down to the ground and then straight into the goalkeeper. If he heads it either side of the goalkeeper, either near post or far post, that it's a goal. And then, Chilwell going through in the 90th minute, he has Raheem Sterling on the other side of the pitch, completely wide ball open. Chilwell decides not to pass to him. He takes another 2 touches, and by the time he passes, the chance is gone because the Man City players got back. Absolutely inexcusable mistakes by the Chelsea players, but the biggest mistake was by Michael Oliver, because if he gives the penalty on the Jack Grealish handball, or if VAR decides to finally tell the referee, you should look at this, you should look at the monitor. I mean, there is not a universe where that is not a penalty. I mean, absolutely scandalous decisions, and it just does my head in that even when Man City are awful, and Man City deserved to lose this game, Chelsea had a lot more clear chances than Man City. Even when Man City are awful, playing badly, the referee bails them out, and then they get one chance in the end, and Bernardo Silva scores the goal that sends Man City to the FA Cup final. And you know what? It's not the worst thing, because Man City will have one more game to play, And if Man United go through, then I hope Man City win the FA Cup, because nobody cares. Man City are a cheating, rotten club, bribing the referees, pumping themselves up artificially by made-up fake contracts, supported by a country paying them huge money for 10 years to build this ridiculous behemoth of a squad. But even Man City need to bribe the referees to win them games sometimes, because this season by Man City is actually the worst season by their own standards since Pep Guardiola's first season, where they finished 4th. Yet Man City are getting bailed out by the referees time and time again. If the referees weren't paid off by Man City, then Man City would be out of the title race. Liverpool would be 7, 8, 9 points ahead of Manchester City, and even Arsenal would be a lot of points ahead of Manchester City. So that's just absolutely incredible how this is allowed by the Premier League and the FA. And the thing is, Jack Grealish's hand is in an unnatural position, because when you are standing in the wall, you expect the ball to come, because it's literally a free kick. That's what happens. A free kick is taken, so you should have your arms either by your side like this, or like this, or like this, or like this. You get my drift. You can't have your arms out like that, and also you can't have your arms moving towards the ball. And then if you block the ball, that's a blatant penalty, because you made a movement to make your body bigger, and you made your movement, you made your hand move towards the ball. In what world is that not a penalty? I just don't understand. I don't get it. That's the only logical, reasonable explanation, is that the referee is afraid that he will stop getting paid by Manchester City. Because Michael Oliver going to the United Arab Emirates during the season, and by the way, no other English referees apart from that weekend went to the United Arab Emirates. I mean, you can do it in the off season, but not during the season, when the season is still going on, and especially not 48 hours before a Premier League game where you are working in. And Michael Oliver also was on VAR duty when, the Tottenham-Liverpool scandalous game happened, where Luis Diaz's perfectly good goal was disallowed for offside, and Liverpool got 2 red cards, which were never red cards, and Michael Oliver was on VAR duty that day as well, or he was assistant VAR or something like that. I just don't understand how the Premier League is even allowing it, because that puts into question the integrity of the Premier League. But Man City cheating for like 15 years and getting away with it is also putting the integrity of the Premier League in question. So I just don't understand how these things are allowed anymore in English football, because it honestly makes a mockery of the game. And this is not even a normal error by VAR, because not even a corner was given. So VAR knew that Michael Oliver completely missed the ball hitting Jack Grealish's hand. Because if he saw it and gives a corner, then VAR could say, the referee saw the incident and he thinks that that's not a penalty, so we are not intervening because it's not a clear and obvious error. Even though that is also wrong, that would be wrong. That's a reasonable explanation. The fact that a goal kick was given should logically have raised alarm bells for VAR. Wait a minute, VAR should say something's not right. He must have completely fallen asleep or not seen it, that the ball hit Jack Grealish's hand. So we should then go and analyze the incident. VAR should go and analyze the incident, and they should call Michael Oliver to the monitor and tell him, the ball hit Jack Grealish's hand, you didn't even give a corner, take a look at it because it's a clear and obvious penalty. And even Mauricio Pochettino said after the game that Chelsea should have had a clear penalty for Grealish handball. What is the point in VAR? Mauricio Pochettino asked. I will tell you what's the point in VAR, Mauricio. The point is that VAR can directly influence results in the Premier League and in the FA Cup, and they can help Manchester City win more titles and trophies, because the referees and the referees controlling VAR are getting paid by Manchester City to alter and change the game's decisions. That's the only logical explanation in my opinion, because referees can't be making like all kinds of wrong decisions, hurting every team, but Man City are the only team in the Premier League who don't get decisions hurting them. All the wrong decisions favor Man City. How is that a coincidence? How is that? That's not. I'm not a naive kid anymore. I will say how it is. This is blatant corruption. And let me know what you think about this in the comments below. And after Arsenal beat a really weakened Wolves side who had a 15-year-old kid on the bench, Liverpool have to win against Fulham. But we knew that even before the Arsenal game, that Liverpool have to win all of their games to have any chance of winning the title. So come on Liverpool, let's beat Fulham and let's see how we can find some momentum and find some form. Thanks for watching guys, hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day, see you later, goodbye.